Okay, we are officially live. It happened. I know, I said a lot of prayers. I got very religious for this. So for those of you watching, and I know there's a delay in everything that is these lives, these are the Shillings, and they're awesome. I know, I don't know where you guys are on your screens, so pointing you out would be weird. So I was just gonna go for like eldest to young. Yeah, okay, it's just Benny's pointing to himself. But I was very excited that Karen, I've been calling you Elana for the longest time, and I learned it's Elana. That's a sidebar. I thought that was funny. And Benny have all decided to join me. And honestly, they're a pretty cool family. So this is kind of a big deal. If you guys were ever acting, you definitely ran into them. So yeah, this is happening, and I'm nervous, and I don't even know what to say. So
we're like, do you not see us that we're like the giddiest? We're so excited.
I can't.
I think every time like I look at us now, and I'm also like, do we look alike? Who do we look like? What's going on? Like, yeah, I don't know.
I can tell you're all related.
I think so.
I think so.
I miss you guys. I really do. It's so, including Robyn.
Oh,
and I think it's really cool. We're all in different cities too. All four of us are in different cities.
Well, okay, so Karen's in Buffalo, and Elana, where are you?
I'm in Cleveland.
You're in Cleveland. Okay, so Benny, where are you?
Toronto.
But I'm in Toronto too.
I thought you were in Ottawa.
I knew you thought I was in Ottawa, and I'm like, Karen, I'm disappointed. I am not. Ooh. And honestly, those classes we've been having, I feel a little hurt.
I thought you were in Ottawa.
No, I'm not, but Ottawa's a cool place. And so this is for those that don't know Danielle Miller. She's also an awesome Toronto girl originally, but now in Ottawa. And that's how I reconnected with Karen. And then obviously I have to reconnect with the Shillings because they're awesome. But we have a lot to chat about, only because I think you guys are really cool. But maybe you do too. I don't know if you still feel that way. Because I know Karen and Elana, you're not necessarily in the biz anymore, but the fact alone that all three of you were in Ricky's room, I think that merits a discussion. So if anyone wants to chime in and discuss the experiences on said amazing television, feel free.
Well, I will say that it's all Karen's fault. It's all Karen's fault that we started acting to begin with. She was the real go-getter, the one that wanted to do it, the one that got us all into it. Ricky's Room was the audition that was forced upon us by Karen in a, please mom, please let me do this, please mom, please let me do this, and then we all auditioned, and with like a okay, fine, we'll do this one audition. What's the worst that could happen? It's not like they're gonna start acting or anything, and then.
But Elana, we auditioned at different times because you and Karen did the pilot and I did not.
Also, you were just too young and you didn't. They pushed you a year. You did. You were so cute too.
Because Benny, really cute, Benny.
Benny first auditioned. Benny was 5, and that was a little.
Why am I even here? You have Elana to fill in all the blanks of my childhood.
I know when I was in Ricky's room with my sister, and then it ended up being 2 of my cousins, that was odd. But to have 3 of my siblings, I'm like, ooh. How was that? Like, did you go home and give each other notes? What was the deal?
Yes?
Everything you think probably happened. Yeah.
So, I mean, Karen's a very typical eldest child in that she is always right, and so she is always right. So it's her job to make sure that her younger siblings, are up to the charge, and she did a very, very good job of making sure of that. I
mostly just I don't know how much, Benny, you actually remember about Ricky's room and the rehearsals. I don't know, but I really, 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 really tried to look out for Benny, which is a compliment also to Elana, but Benny was 6. and then 7, because on my 13th birthday, we started season 1. I remember, because I love my birthday and I made a big deal out of it. And I brought treats and whatever. And like, that's how I met Jake Epstein, being like, this is my birthday. Hooray. Because it was the Shillings show with Jake was how the
right.
first
He was the
season
fourth.
happened.
Yeah. Okay.
So Benny must have been 7, but I remember that like, I just saw the choreography and all that, and I just really, really wanted to protect Benny, and I still want to protect Benny, but I've learned that I have to let Benny free, like I'm letting Elana free. But that's like a different conversation. But no, I did go into protect mode. We did all give each other notes. We did all sing songs, everything that you thought that we did. But to us, like, I mean, I'll speak for myself, because we all have different like memories of it. It was very much like camp. Like, my mom packed us lunches. We went with the knapsack. My mom dropped us off at York and picked us up at York. And we, instead of her paying for camp, we got paid. And that was really it. Like, that was that. And like, I thought, like, again, we're not going to give to experiences, but it was very, very cool. Like, they gave us and I'm sure they did it to you too. They gave us a lot of freedom. Like, we learned how to operate a camera. We learned how to edit. We learned all these different things about production. That was really exciting, but it was very, very much like camp. And I will always, always, always look fondly that I was able to work with my siblings. It was like so wonderful, really.
It really was.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I looked at them as siblings, not fellow actors, and that's just,
But that's part of what made it. That's part of what made it like. That's if we were fellow actors, we couldn't have pushed each other the way we did and made ourselves better, because we're kids. Like, kids don't do that the way adults really push other actors to make them better and things like that. Kids don't do that. But as siblings, you want to, especially having like an older sibling and wanting to be as amazing as your older sibling. I don't know if you felt like this, Benny. I felt like this. I wanted to be as amazing as Karen. That was like
keep going. Just keep going.
No, it's true. I just wanted to be like you, because everything you did was fantastic. And I wanted to dance like you, and I wanted to be able to, gosh, I wanted to dance like you. And so that was, having that sort of pressure, not that it was pressure, but that like motivation, that's the word. Motivation's the word. That sort of motivation is something that you don't get as a kid when you work with other kids the way you do when you work with siblings, I would say.
I remember.
What do you remember when you were 6?
I remember the props master coming up to me and saying, "I'm going to cut your finger off if you touch the toys in the collection corner." Shout out to my good friend Sean Cisterna.
He would have done that, absolutely.
Yeah. Verbatim things said to a 7-year-old that I've described to my psychiatrist. Yes, Ricky's room does come up in my psychiatry seminars, for good and for bad, but I loved working with my sisters. It definitely felt like camp. There were so many good times, and there was also just a generalized environment of wonder and confusion at the same time. I think I felt it like there was so much love, and there was a lot of protection, and there was a lot of encouragement. At the same time, there were moments where it was like, okay, Benny, go stand in the corner over there and bop up and down. And it was just like, all right, now let's go do this stuff over here. So
okay, but you missed the side conversations that I had to our choreographers were, Benny can do it. Benny can do it. Benny can do it. Like, Elana and I really did root for you. We just lost, but we did. Like, I
probably couldn't do it. Just to be frank, in university, I got a C- in dance. So, I mean,
there's college, university.
Yes.
Just give him a pitchfork. Go like that. Which is what he did in the episode. They give him a pitchfork, and they.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
I remember I think I was a babysitter, so I was the one not dancing, holding the baby, which in and of itself is hilarious. I'm terrible with children. And everyone else was like dancing. So I just picture little Benny like not being able to dance, not punished, but holding a rake. I don't know if I've seen your episodes. Or maybe I haven't. It was so long ago. Did you get them? Do I have to talk to my uncle again?
No, I didn't. I remembered and then I forgot. I have to email him. I'm trying to email him to get it in DVD form.
We
to work up the courage to tell the kids. Yeah.
Are you going to show your kids this?
My kids do not know that we've ever done this. So I'm trying to work up the courage to introduce them to Ricky's Room. Yes.
There are clips on
I'm not embarrassed by it. I've just never talked about it.
Well, thank you for feeling so comfortable in this space. This is a safe space. Ricky's Room. We're here for you.
Thank you. Yeah. But go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, like, you know, it always felt very much like working with family when working at Ricky's Room, because I was working with both my sisters. Like, everybody sort of just felt like an extension of, like, of family, really. It was, yeah. So it always felt like all the good times superseded this small percentage of bad times that, you know, went on.
Right.
Guys, I forget that this is live sometimes, and then Daniel Cart made a comment saying Ricky's Room was all the rage, no reason to hide it. So thank you, Daniel.
I was just gonna give them compliments because Elana was very kind, but the world should know that life after Ricky's Room, I went on to do very little, and Elana and Benny were very, very successful. You know, so because what the continuation of the story is that after Ricky's Room, we were asked to be represented by our then agent, and I guess I wasn't so talented, and B, I was like in this awkward teen tween stage, and my siblings were like cute and in their prime, so it was really a thing because it was our Hanukkah present, I think, that we got an agent, if I remember correctly, and the first 5 auditions that Elana did, she got.
Okay, well, first off, that's amazing.
And never mind. And then there was Benny, and Benny was doing voiceovers, and I remember him like going in for 15 minutes and coming out and like being all the rage. But I didn't mind because I was the sister of the kids who did all these amazing things. And like even to this day, because I'm sure Mean Girls will be brought up, like when everyone says Mean Girls, I'm like, my sister might have been in Mean Girls, but she was wearing my shirt. So, you know, like nobody gives me credit for that.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm just as proud now of as I was then. I never, you know, it was all exciting. So like that's why Ricky's Room is extra special, because it was kind of like my one moment that I had in like my acting, I guess, professional career.
I've been pretending that happened. This was totally planned. It was totally planned, and nothing happened. And we're just going to continue with what Karen was saying regarding Ricky's Room.
I was just complimenting my siblings.
And I thought it was beautiful. I'm like, what? Her story. Okay. As you were.
I can make up another one.
Make up another one. See, now you all switched orders too, and I'm like, oh God, where did everyone go? Now I have to look down for Karen. Okay. It's fine.
It's good. Now we'll have new fans.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. And guys, in case you're wondering.
New fans, I guess.
I think it's fun to have multiple versions of chats. So that's why the internet fails. There you go. But yes, we were discussing Ricky's Room, and then I guess we were going to discuss Mean Girls, where apparently Elana was wearing Karen's shirt.
Yes.
That is where I think we glitched.
And Lindsay Lohan's tube top as a skirt. Yeah.
Well, it came
I
off
don't think
Lindsay
so.
Lohan rack. I cannot confirm whether it was actually Lindsay Lohan's. I just know that it came off her wardrobe, like her name tag wardrobe list, and it was definitely a tube top, and I definitely wore it as a skirt. Yeah.
It's a fun fact.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's fun or disturbing. I don't know which one. I'm gonna have to watch that and see the length of the skirt now. I'm gonna really pay attention.
I don't know if you would. I don't know. Like, it pans up pretty quickly. I don't even know how much.
Oh, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna do slow motion and see. I'm like, is that a tube top? That's so. I mean, you were Lindsay Lohan as a child. Are you disappointed with how you grew up? That's.
Because wait, what? Wait, I'm confused.
If you were technically Lindsay Lohan, her younger self, are you disappointed?
I wasn't. People always tell me that, and this is what. So if I had notes for this director, I would say, don't hire a redhead for another redhead's cameo voiceover thing, or not voiceover, but like whatever.
Spelling, I believe.
Because every single person says, oh, you play Lindsay Lohan as a girl, which I don't. The title of my person is Spelling Bee Girl, and that's it. But people have told me
I still think, I really thought that was her. Now I have to rewatch it again and criticize accordingly.
Yeah. But yeah, so I did. Mean Girls was like, what was interesting about Mean Girls was that it was also one of the last auditions I did, and I'm fairly certain it was the last job I had, if I remember correctly. And it was hardly my most interesting job, or
Mean Girls was after Salem?
It was, and it was also the one that I thought, like, the director kept giving me these looks like, okay, try it this way. And then I would try something like, okay, try it this way. I left the job saying, I have never been a worst actor in my life. This is the worst thing I've ever done. He hates me. This is awful. And then, and like, that's the job that everybody knows me for, which is very, very interesting. And when I watch it back, I think I did okay. Like, I'm not disappointed in my work. And who knows what he was thinking? Maybe he was just like, okay, I don't know what to do with this girl. Like, it's a one-line thing. Let's do it 7 times just for the heck of it. But like, who cares? Maybe that's what his expression was. But me as a 13-year-old, like, anxious, everybody hates me type of person. Well, because, teenagerhood, like 13, you're always, everyone hates you.
We didn't hate you, Elana. Benny and I always love you. We never hate you.
Absolutely. What Karen said.
But anyway,
that's why I jumped in quick.
That was really Mean Girls for me. I always found it interesting how that's what I was known for, when it was like not like hardly my best work, and
I think you spelled the big word. Spelled? Is that the word you spelled? What was the word?
Xylocarp, which is a fruit with a hard shell like a coconut.
Amazing. Wow. Xylocarp. How do you spell it?
I believe it is XYLOCARP.
Xylocarp. Like,
I just remember watching it. I thought it was such a good choice. Like, oh my God, she's so into this word. I couldn't remember what the word was. It was the most intense spelling I had ever seen. Like, oh God, I'm terrified, but I also love the choice that was made. Brava.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And who would have thought that it would blow up like it did?
Never. Yeah, I would never have known. I wouldn't.
A musical, a sequel.
I was too young to even know who really Tina Fey was. I remember when I showed Karen the script, and Karen goes, "Tina Fey," and I was like, okay.
I freaked out. I saw it in her room.
Because I'm 13. You freaked out. You were really like.
I freaked out. I saw it in her. I saw I remember it vividly. I walked in a room. I saw it I saw the script on the white dresser, and I called my friend Paula Garshowitz, who I actually just talked to today. Hi, Paula. I called Paula Garshowitz, who was, and she was my SNL buddy. Like at school, we would talk about SNL, and I said, "Oh my God, Elana's working with Tina Fey." And then that was like the coolest thing. That's actually probably a cooler fact in the shirt for me. Like that was really.
Of course, never met Tina Fey, the same way that I never met Lindsay Lohan. I met Lorne Michaels, but I never met anybody else.
Was your part? I never saw Mean Girls the musical. Did they include that spelling bee throwback? I don't know. I'm curious.
I don't know either.
I just want to know if your spelling bee character can make it into the musical, and then they're turning the musical into a movie, and then you just live on forever.
That is such an interesting thought, and I have never thought about that, and now I'm curious as well.
I put out the fun thoughts. That's what this is all about. Let's.
Now we have to wait for Umbrella Academy, the musical.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I read about that, I'm like, okay, look, Benny, I know you, again, you're still a child in my eyes. I apologize. That's just the way it is for anyone that's younger than me. Everyone's a child. Even if they're like a year younger, they're all a child. So when I looked you up. I'm like, okay, he's still acting. Cool. But you're also successfully still acting. And I was watching your Instagram live. Okay, siblings of Benny. You were doing a live, and people are asking, like, what are you reading? They wanted to get to know you. I'm like, who is this personality? So I find you fascinating because I only know you as little Benny, and now you're an adult. So
I didn't know about this Instagram live thing. Daddy said I have to get Daddy says I need to get Instagram to follow Benny. I'm like, Daddy, I can call Benny up on the phone. He's like, no, Karen, you got to get Instagram just to follow Benny. So now Daddy says I have to get Instagram. So I guess I have to get Instagram to follow you. And then, oh, by the way, I guess I'm going to follow Robyn too because he's so kind enough to have us here.
For you to play with me. That's what it is. Dad has to intervene and say, go spend time with your brother. We'll go, just like the olden days. It's the exact same thing. But yeah, Instagram has been this sort of crazy explosion of like new opportunities for me that sort of happened not too long ago. And a lot of it stems from working on Umbrella Academy, which I've been very lucky to do for the last 2 seasons of the show, and we're working now on the 3rd season. And I know that you see me as a child, and legitimately that's my job. My job is to double somebody who is playing a 58-year-old trapped in a prepubescent body. So essentially, if I look like a child, that means that I'm doing my job well. So that's all I can be thankful for.
It's full method acting, and that's what it is.
Every day I wake up just grumpy and looking young and fresh, and I'm just like, yes, I'm ready for work. That's how I do it.
No, but I think one of the creepy, maybe not creepy, but for me, I was confused because people love you so much on Instagram, Benny, that you have fan accounts, and people just have different pictures. I'm like, I don't know which one you are, so I just went with the most followers, and luckily I was right.
I'm sorry, what? You have fan accounts? What is this?
And I were like, excuse me?
I will show you, or he will.
Shout out to my amazing fans who do the amazing fan artwork. That to me is the biggest thing to wrap my head around. When people are spending their time and their effort to make drawings and paintings of me, that to me is the most like, I need to ego check myself and remind myself that we all started in the collection corner. We all started in the But the best thing to add to make this full circle is right now I get to be on set with Jake Epstein.
Jake Epstein.
So it's very cool. I walked in, he didn't recognize me at all. And, he's like, are you here for X, Y, and Z? And I was like, well, actually, Jake, you probably don't remember me, but we go back to the Rhino Riffin era. And he just,
Rhino Riffing.
his face like turned a shade of like tissue shade of white. Like it was hilarious, and I have no regret. Yeah.
Oh my god. I love that people still know rhino-rific. That's the only time I use that is when I wish my uncle a happy birthday. Like, have a rhino-rific day, and then he appreciates it. But to be able to say that in a place
I'll share what?
Oh, Karen, what's going on? She's bringing in stuff.
I know exactly what she's bringing in.
Well, please make it child friendly. This is a live.
Child friendly.
Here.
No.
Right here.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, my voice
is out of the time.
Okay, we have Ricky, Harold, and Nikki. And I only know that because Benny messaged me something to that extent earlier. I'm like, how do you remember the names? So that's awesome. I remember actually having a discussion with my uncle because they were trying to figure out the names. Oh my gosh, I wish I could remember the alternate names. But I'm glad they went with Ricky and Nikki.
Trudy and Harold.
Yes, Rudy, that's what it was. Rudy was very close.
Good job.
Rudy,
That was well
It was the
done.
live stage show before the actual show itself, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and I think it was originally Rudy's room, and then they changed it to Ricky's room.
They did, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rudy sounds a little too
Wow.
presidential.
I would-
Ricky is like your pal, and you want to be in Ricky's room. Also, now that I say it out loud, that sounds really disgusting. Like everyone's coming into Ricky's room. Ew, all these little children. Let's discuss. But that's a side point. I like to ruin kids' shows. It's a hobby.
It's definitely like, I don't know if it would make it past the censor boards like today's day and age, you know, like, hey, come in everybody, just, you know, yeah, come play. I don't know, you know.
I mean, they still have the kids shows. I think as an adult, you kind of I don't think kids think the way adults do. I hope not. Because yeah, I have a lot of problems with some of the kids shows we watched. A lot of questions. Didn't they change the name of Sesame Street because they thought it was weird that everyone's living on the street, so they wanted to change it because it seemed like okay, these are things that I hear or maybe that I thought and felt the need to share. So we move on from there.
All I know is that, Robyn, if we ever do a part 2, which I would totally be game for, I think just because the Shillings, like, we like to win things, you need to have a lyrics battle between us and like anyone else because we'll just win it. But like if you just throw out like any Ricky's room, like
Yes,
we'll cream it. So you can have the entire cast versus us, and we'll do it. Like we'll just
Do
like,
you remember
bring it on.
I could not stop singing Ricky's
Everything.
songs. Okay, which were you with the Z Zum or was it a different ending?
We were with both.
Both.
We did
You were the
both.
OGs,
Both,
right?
because the pilot was singing, dancing, and then
Yes,
Zizan's really was second.
Second season.
Do you want the choreography too? I mean, like,
It was like hop, step, hop,
I do.
say goodbye.
the other day.
Yes.
I
yes,
was thinking of
that's
you
exactly
guys.
what it was. Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking of you guys because I teach middle school, so we do a lot of Zoom, obviously, and I get pretty like stir crazy in the afternoon because it's been a long day, and I'm putting on the Zoom for my students because we're like a partially Zoom, partially full with COVID and whatever. And I'm putting it on and I'm going, Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. You gotta Zoom, Zoom, Zoom.
Zoom, zoom, just take your time. Zoom, zoom, zoom. You gotta zoom, just zoom, just make up your mind.
What I
Yeah. You know the original Robyn though?
I
Robyn,
remember
what's the original word?
I know the ones I was in was the Z Zum ending.
No, you gotta choose. Come on, Robyn, you gotta choose.
I don't know if I
just
know
take
this.
your time. It doesn't matter. Yeah,
I'll just do the dancing
I'm
choreo.
telling you. We'll just cream it. Now the hard part is going to be, see, like now I have to look at the Choose song. I'm pretty sure that was group 2, not group 3. Because it sounds like a Sharon thing to choreograph in my head. Like you have to, that's the hard part, is to match. It does, okay, but am I wrong? It does, right? It's not a Brienne thing to choreograph. No, because Brienne's choreography would not go with that, and neither would Sherry Zitzo. It would have to be a Sharon, forget her last name, choreography to go with that song. And I'm picturing, like, that's the hard part, is the lyrics we got, it's matching the It's everything together.
You're in everything.
But that would be a fun.
This is awesome. I remember. Okay,
Yeah.
I vividly remember I was in an episode and there was a tooth fairy, and so it was the tooth fairy's
Tooth fairy's got all the teeth in the pot.
Yeah.
Teeth in a pot, and he's counting it up. You see.
So, but every time I brush my teeth, I start thinking of this song, which is bizarre because I also think, dear God, I don't want my teeth falling out. Why am I thinking of the tooth fairy? It's a lot. But then I also remember we did the other versions, like, oh, what rhymes with pot or wait.
Star which she keeps. Also, I never understood that she lives in a star which she keeps in a jar.
I mean, I know. I have a lot of questions.
I shouldn't say that because I'm Facebook friends with Paul, and I don't want to knock Paul because I love rekindling with Paul.
Oh my God.
I just don't I never understood why that she would want to live in a jar. And then when she comes to visit me, because I just picture the tooth fairy flowing free.
No,
so
you have to keep her or him, however the fairy identifies. She lives
on the star, which she keeps in the jar.
They have to be there because everyone gets their own tooth fairy jar. That is what happens. Whenever a child is born, they come with a tooth fairy jar. Then they lose all their teeth, and then the tooth fairy jar goes away. This is the rewritten version of Ricky's Room. It's why I never wrote a script for it. So.
Next time we need to bring in, that would be cool. We should do a song battle with Paul. And I still think that we would totally.
I don't think it has to be a battle. I think you just remember all the lyrics, and I respect that. Because I was talking about, remember I was discussing, actually I'm bringing Danielle on, and we'll discuss that B is for bully, whatever that was. And those elementary school shows that you do, and they get ingrained in your head. And I'm like, why do I know all the words to this song of spelling different? It's concerning, but also impressive. So useless skills that I'm like, can I use this in my life? I don't know.
This is why, Robyn, just to transition for a second of this is why we have the four of us have such a special bond, because not only did we act together, but we went to school together. So I remember you from Ricky's Room, but also from B is for Bully, which I have fond memories of. I saw it once.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I really don't. Do you know any? What this be about?
Okay.
I don't even know.
And that's a lot. I think that's also what makes the Toronto acting, the Thornhill acting community so interesting, is we all have these interconnected lives. Either we went to school together, or acted in something together, or did characters together as well, and moved in and out of each other's lives in these ways, and it's very special.
Alana, I can't even tell you. I was doing something with Aaron or Herbie Sachs. I always forget which name I call him, and I forgot you were in Greece with us. I'm like, of course you were in Greece with us. Right? I know. And I don't think, Karen, I don't remember if I acted with you. And Benny, you were too young.
I wasn't in Greece with you. I was in Greece with your sister.
I was in Greece with my sister too. I apparently was.
Yes, you were. Of course you were.
I forgot too. I'm like, I was Patty. Apparently, that's who I am. I'm like, oh,
I was in Greece. I was in Greece with the other Mean Girls star, David Sazent. I was in Greece with him.
That's see, he was also on a chat. I love that.
He was on Mean Girls. He's at the end of Mean Girls in the U of T scene.
No, he was great in Mean Girls too. And I always forget. That's the thing. So many people went to characters that I don't know, and then I kept some of my programs, and I'm reading them over, and I go, "Whoa, buddy, we were in this show together. Can we discuss?" And I wish I would have kept more of my programs, because a lot of people don't act anymore, and I go, "Hey, I have a piece of your past that I'd like to share with people that don't know you." I think it's fun.
But that's why it's cool that Benny's still doing it. It's so awesome. He's representing. This Instagram thing, I'm sorry. When we hang up, this is something I really have to wrap my head.
Definitely the next
I know.
Just put aside whatever expectations you have, and just be prepared for some. Just have fun with it. Get some Instagram, have fun. Check me out. Like, share, subscribe, comment.
The one comment I have, Benny, is you do not have any website linked to your Instagram, and is that on purpose?
I literally just created a Patreon this afternoon, which I will eventually link to my Instagram. But I mean, to be quite frank, I've been busy going to set and doing like 12, 13-hour days and doing like all covered in masks and PPE and everything. And like, I get home and I'm a sleeper. I like to sleep. I'm also, I like to eat and I like to, also, you know what Ricky's Room did to me? I still talk like this. I don't know what's happening right now. I swear, like, I never do this until right now. It's just like, hey guys, what's going on?
No, you have to, because there's only this part that people see and you want to tell a story and then everyone knows to look at you, right? Now, okay, I'm talking. Everyone look at me. Hello. And then now it's see, now they're looking at you, Benny. You're moving your hands. Yeah. Now I'm looking at Elana because she was touching her face. That's what I do.
But I keep thinking about like.
I was proud of myself that we vacuumed today.
What? Vacuuming?
I said I was proud of myself that we vacuumed today. But your life sounds way more cool than that.
Vacuuming is cool. That is.
Actually, yeah, Dad got me a vacuum as my birthday gift. So.
I love the things of, hey, you should clean. Here's a vacuum, no excuses. There you go.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And I like how like we were children and now we're adults who talk about vacuuming and get vacuums as gifts, and that's like, you're still working, Benny, and I think it's like really cool that you're still working. But also like we're adults now. It's a very different. So yeah.
That's what adults do. They work longer.
Vacuum.
It's like, oh yeah, bills.
Yeah.
And like Robyn, Toronto life. Like there's a whole different set of bills you have to pay.
Affordable. It's all reasonable. I can clearly own a giant house if I wanted to. So.
Right. But all the Toronto coffee shops and all the little Toronto like pastry places, it's like, oh well, I'm just walking around. I'm gonna go to Marvelous Fred's and get a this or get a that. I don't know. So that encourages me to work a lot too, to keep my habits where they are.
I was looking. What is behind you? Are those towels? What are you? Where are you, Benny?
This is a weighted blanket.
Oh,
I'm on a couch.
Folded, weighted blanket. That's very millennial.
Hi, my name is Benny, and I'm on a couch. What's up?
I feel like we just did crib. Is that what they were called? MTV crib?
Yeah.
This is my bad. Can I tell you how sad it would be if you did that in Toronto? This is my space. Window, door.
There. Now you can see all like the mess behind me. There we go. Change it up.
Give the viewers what they want. We need a new perspective. There you go.
Exactly. In life, we all need new perspectives. And wrong audience. Sorry.
Wait. So can you tag this? Okay, for the old person in the room, can you now share this, and then Benny's like character people can draw all of us like together, or is that not how this works?
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'm going to take a clip and put it on Instagram. The hard part is choosing the best clip. I don't know. So maybe we'll have to create a clip that you'd like me to share. So
what if we all go like that?
Can I tell you, I legitimately had somebody from Malaysia asking me today, how are Elana and Karen doing?
That's amazing. Can I say hi? What's her name?
I know their Instagram handle. I don't know their name, but I was like, you spelt their names correctly, and that alone is impressive.
Can you talk about us on your Instagram?
I want to meet this person.
I think you guys. There's a picture of you somewhere on my Instagram. I think as a family or something. Maybe I don't know.
That's so nice.
Yeah, but.
That's awesome. Okay, well, whoever's watching, just know, whoever's watching, just know that we loved Benny first.
Don't
love Benny more. And if you come for him,
that's true.
We're gonna kill you because we're the oldest sisters. That's what we do. We're the oldest sisters. We have to protect our little brothers. Full circle.
No, we don't. No. Elana, we don't have to now because now our daughters will.
Oh, that's true. You don't mess. Nobody.
Our daughters.
Nobody can hurt
Uncle Benny. Yeah.
And I'll just sit here and drink my tea.
The point of this is that Benny is very loved by his siblings, and we love him very much.
And his nieces and nephews. Yes.
Yeah.
Which I'm missing terribly, and
I know. We haven't. This is the longest we haven't seen Benny ever in our life.
That's definitely true.
Yeah, actually,
It's been a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, a year and a half was Israel, right? And then
Yeah.
I saw you when we were in Israel. When I was in Israel, I still came back in September. It was September to June. It was like 8 months.
COVID has been tough for everybody, and we're in America and he's in Canada, and it's been I'm glad that work started up for you again, Ben, and that's really it's nice that the acting business has started up again. I know that's been a real struggle for everybody.
Yeah, generally speaking, what I say to everybody is I'm just happy to be employed. Never mind being employed in an industry that I love, and that I happen to be working on a set that is amazing and with really cool people. So yeah, I'm beyond stoked. And I've literally probably said those words.
Honestly, it's so funny because again, I like to watch people. I'm like, hey, he's actually pretty good. I'm glad. I don't have to pretend that you're talented. I hate when I have to do that. It's quite uncomfortable. I'm like, he is. He's quite good. I like this. Well, I mean, look, you're putting the work in, right? It's always nice when it pays off, but it's so, are you still studying your craft? I feel like I have to ask that question to everyone without feeling like a terrible, how do you study your craft?
It's a very fair question. So, I mean, I actually, funny enough, there's, another family member who's now in the acting career, and that's my mother. So earlier last year, I did voice lessons with my mother, and she is actually really going full steam ahead at voice acting, and she's been doing a lot of voice acting work, and that's been her new focus since the pandemic. And yeah, and beyond that, I mean, I am very lucky that the way that my work works out on set is I get to run a lot of lines with the actors, and essentially a part of my job is being an off-camera reader, and I'll run lines with some of the performers while they're just in rehearsal or while they're waiting to go on set. So showing up to work, memorizing a 4-page monologue and performing it the same day, and I'm working with some heavy hitters of the acting world. That's definitely been the most amazing course in acting that I could have ever dreamed of taking. Beyond that, I mean, I did do theater studies in university for a year and a bit, but university and me were kind of at odds.
I mean, look, I think you learn the most on the job anyways, so that's
For sure.
so you're a reader on set as well? That's your job, or how does that work? I didn't.
Yeah, essentially, I double for the character number 5, who's played by a fabulous actor, Aidan Gallagher. And for the first 2 seasons, Aidan was much younger, and therefore there are a lot of very specific guidelines that have to be followed when dealing with child actors. So, if we worked a 14-hour day, they would only have about 7 hours with him to work with. So if there's a big ensemble scene, basically what they would do is they would put me in the costume, and they would put me on set, and they'd put me in front of the camera in a way that would only show my shoulder or the back of my head or something like that. And then I would run the lines, run the blocking, and sort of run the dialogue as he would, essentially mimicking what he does, as point of reference for the other actors, and also as a means to sometimes fill out large sort of master establishing shots or drone shots, or things that I always call myself Blurry Benny, I'm out of focus or in the background, or it's over my shoulder, my ear, or something like that, and or a reflection that's all sort of blurry or something. But that's my job is to be unnoticeable and consistent.
But when you watch it, do you know if it's you or the other? Can you tell?
Yes and no. I mean, there are many times where I'm like, I think that's me. Again, when I'm working a 14-hour day or a 15-hour day, and like we're working from like, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., I don't remember anything because it's a night shoot and my mind is just running on caffeine and good dreams. But like what's weird is when I'm watching with my mom and she goes, "That's the back of your head. I know your hair anywhere." And I'm just like, okay, Mom, I love you. I forgot she might watch.
By the way, that's a very, very accurate portrayal of our mother. That's excellent acting, Benny. Yes.
Oh my God. I look, I know there's times when I say, okay, I'm in the scene and here's the back of my head. And then my mom goes, Robyn, your hair was stunning in that. And I say, thank you. You know what? I work really hard on it, so I appreciate that. It's the family support sometimes that you're like, thanks. I appreciate it.
And my sisters are also very supportive, and I love them so much.
Love you too.
I'm not just saying that because they're looking at me.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
we really miss you. We really miss you. And honestly, as I'm sure Benny would say, if any of us Shillings have any problems in our lives, it's the over support from some of our family members that like sometimes gets in our way, right? I feel like sometimes we are blessed, not to the person that's obsessed with the word blessed. We are blessed with being overly supported sometimes. And so we just can't match the enthusiasm by some of our supporters that we sometimes do things and we're like, I don't know.
I enjoyed that. That was really fun.
I love you, Mom.
We love you, Mommy.
That's really fun. Karen or Elana, do you miss being in the business? Like, is this weird hearing Benny talk about all this stuff?
I can say, one of my great pandemic things that I watched, that I kept bugging them about, was the show Encore on Disney Plus. And so Encore, where Kristen Bell gets the reunion of these people who've done like high school musicals together. And every time I watch it, I just like sit and go, yes, 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 because they're like your average people who live their lives and come together to do these musicals for a week with that just sounds so much fun. And I think that if I would have done it maybe even before I saw the show, like I remember when the first time I saw that Chat was doing, our high school, for you fans who are watching, was doing like a alumni performance. And I thought to myself, like, I'd never do that because I'm not as good as I was. Because, like, I used to think that I was, like, pretty good. I'm not as good as I was. I haven't done anything. Like, I just wouldn't do it. And now I think that, like, I just don't care anymore. That like, in a really good way, that if someone asked me to do it, like, if I was in Toronto and someone asked me to do this Chat alumni thing, I would run. Like, I would totally go because I just don't care that I'm not who I think I could have been, like, when I was a teenager and like doing this all the time. I just had this conversation with my husband last night. Like, I was, because I was just going on about high school, like in preparation for this, and
I didn't want to
I'm getting. Sorry,
I don't want to bring up high school. I'm like, classic high school.
No, but you know, I'm starting. I will tell you, and again, I'm sorry, this is another like America moving on thing. Although, like with the reopening of Broadway, and now hopefully the theaters in Buffalo want to open too. So the first show in Buffalo is going to be Frozen, and I really want to take my daughter. And like one of the things that, and my daughter's going to be 7.5. And one of the things that I keep saying is that, like, I'm so sad that in this year and a half, like, I haven't been able to take her to shows because I want to experience that with her. So now that I'm starting to think, like, we can go to see Frozen, and then like Riverdance is coming, and like they know how much I love Riverdance. Like, this will be my 4th time seeing it. It's coming in April. And you guys are welcome to come to Buffalo and come see it with me. But, like, I want to go to Riverdance. Like, you know, like, things that so, yes, I miss it for myself, but now I just hope that I can, like, start having those experiences with the family. But I would totally do a show with my siblings if you got that together and made that happen. I don't know if they'd do it with me. I'm sure we'd revert exactly to our dynamics of Ricky's Room, and they might not want to do it with me, but I am so game. I'm so game.
Be so cringy.
And I'm done now. Now they can talk. But,
No,
yeah.
that's, I mean, I love this. We're putting this out there. We have to think of the perfect show.
Tell Jeff.
I
Tell Jeff.
actually
There we
actually
go.
tried to get back in university. I got headshots and got an agent and like did a couple auditions. And what I realized is, man, adult acting is not child acting, not at all. So I ended at 13, which is right when you start getting self-conscious, really, and when acting stops being pretending and starts being real acting, and owning your craft and things like that. And it was different. The reason that, so Karen said at the beginning that I got all 5 jobs that I auditioned for right at the beginning. The reason that I did that happened was because I had a bunch of things going for me, which was I was short, and did not look my age. So I could play a 5-year-old with the maturity of a 7-year-old, which is what people want. I could read really well. I could take direction really well, and could read with expression. And that's all you need.
And your beautiful red hair.
I mean, that helps, but really
And the freckles and the whole look.
I know, right? So cute.
Yeah.
So cute. She's like, cutest little hands. Watch her build the tallest tower.
Yes, you with my hands. But when you're older, it's a completely different game, and it wasn't what, and it wasn't just because it wasn't easy. It was like a whole different thing that I was like, I'm not even prepared to go into this world, and I would need so much more training and investment and know-how, and also technology was different. So now the technology's changed, where Instagram and social media and all of those things are worlds that you like, things that you didn't need back then in the early 2000s. So no, I did miss it. I did try, not very hard. And when I realized that this world was like so new and so nothing that I remembered, and I guess I didn't have that like nostalgic feeling of like going back. It just felt like not, this isn't for me. I'll do something else. And that's actually why, Benny, I'm so impressed with you, because I know.
Yeah, now we can live through Benny. It's great.
I know that it's like a very different world to go back into it after you've been away from it for a few years, and child acting is just really different from adult acting. And I'm like really in awe by you. I think you're amazing.
I think the biggest thing is like, when you're a child and you screw up, someone's like, hey, that's okay, bud. Yeah, we're just gonna do it again. No problem. When you're an adult and you screw up, you want children to be around so that no one's going to yell at you like they want to yell at you. But you're in a world of budgets, time constraints, and all these other things that you don't pay attention to when you're a child. But when you're an adult, you have all these other sort of really normal things, like people complaining to you. Like, nobody complained to us really when we were children, but like when you're an adult, people say, oh, let me, you're my contemporary in terms of, age and position or whatever, so let's just sort of shoot the breeze, and you just learn more of the types of personalities that make up a film team and how that can play maybe subconsciously on you and consciously on you, and it's quite it's the most polite way I can put it.
That was the most artsy, politically correct response I've ever heard. So I'm like, I know exactly what you're trying not to say, and I really enjoyed that. That was fun.
I don't want to say like, oh, I work around like, drug addicts and sycophants, but
Maybe don't say that. Okay.
well, I didn't. No.
That's true.
Yeah. I work around the loveliest of people all the time.
But I love that. Oh my gosh. I just love seeing where everyone's at. And it's just so weird. Because in my head, I still don't like to tell myself that I'm a grown up, and I refuse. Like I have, breakfast for dinner because I'm a grown up, that kind of stuff. And then you go, no, I guess I'm an adult, and I guess we all grew up. And then I see what everyone else is doing, and I go, oh God, but we were so young.
I had the same hot dogs for Sunday for dinner, and if you ask them what I would have had for dinner, because we have hot dogs on Sundays because we're not doyoys. I mean, like that's what we do.
You were always very grown up to me because you were so tall.
I was the tall, like when you were talking and you're like, you could always be past. I was the person that was the adult. Like I was always, and then I think I adapted a mature attitude to go with my height because I was just the tallest person. So I was a terrible child actor. It did not work out for me. I honestly didn't understand. Like I was the most self-conscious person because I was told I should not be a child actor. And then I ended up getting braces for like 6 years. I'm like, okay, let's pursue something different. And I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to do me. I'm going to act. So that's my journey back to acting. But I love, that's why you're like, I did it. I was a cute child. I'm like, no, I was an awkward, tall child that just didn't work in the industry. And also I love that you could go in as a kid and just own your audition. Because child Robyn was very confused. Also never admitted I needed glasses, so I was also very blind in those audition rooms. It was really fun. Could not see what they were telling me. Yeah. And then like do this, and I just didn't want glasses. So I would just pretend, and then obviously I didn't do what they were saying, and I think that was a little messed up in the head, which is fair. See what they were telling me to do. It was fun. I'm actually grateful that my agent kept me as long. But no, I was really bad. So that's why I think when I saw the shit, like you guys doing so much on Ricky, I'm like, how are they so good? How do they know what to do? I didn't understand it. And then like I watched my Ricky Zoom video. My husband watched it with me. And dear God, I was a very bad child actor. It was painful. I held a child out like this. I didn't understand how to be a babysitter. It was like literally holding a child as far away as possible. I didn't know how to make the baby faces. It was very confusing. It's honestly, I'm grateful I don't have it on DVD. It's a VHS and it is staying that way and we will never watch it again. But
no, I gotta email Jeff for those DVDs.
If he has DVDs, just tell him to burn. I believe it was Coochie Coochie Coo was the episode. Just burn that one. There was a couple others that it's fine. The Christmas special, whatever.
We're all in the Christmas special. We can't burn that.
The Christmas special for everyone that's Jewish, which is the majority of the cast, and we're all in
everyone. Yeah,
we're all in that. We're all in that together.
I wore my Gap sweater, my pink Gap sweater. I loved that pink Gap sweater. In fact, if I had that pink Gap sweater now, I would totally wear it. It was a great sweater. It was a little bit itchy, but I remember because Mom said that because it was sparkly, and she was like, "This is what people wear to holiday parties." And I was like, "Okay, I just want to wear my pink Gap sweater," because I thought I was so cool that I got a sweater from Gap, because God knows we didn't get sweaters from Gap ever. So I'm actually thinking about that now. I don't even know how I got that.
I love that you said that. The Gap was the coolest place. As a child, if you get something from the Gap,
that's why I wore it.
But can I tell you now, as an adult, the Gap, ew. Just this attitude towards the Gap. Like, good, it closed, it should.
I got some good stuff from the Gap.
That's the thing. I don't know why. I just decided to either love it, like I really coveted it as a child, and I thought maybe because I couldn't have it, I thought maybe I'm just gonna pretend I don't want it. And so that's where I'm at right now. Just kind of, it's fun.
Yeah, I don't know how I ended up with that. None of us got clothes from the Gap, right? Am I wrong about this? I don't think we did.
No, not we were more Old Navy kids.
Yes, we did. We got clothes from Old Navy and Jacob. But it was a Gap sweater. I don't know. Strange.
Are you sure it wasn't Boca?
Sorry?
Are you sure it wasn't Boca?
Oh God.
Remember
No.
Boca turned
No, that was mom stuff. No, I bought everything at Jacob.
Yeah.
Unless it was a Jacob. No, but it can't be because I'm looking at my Jacob sweater from grade 10 right there.
I love this so much.
Karen, do you need new clothes?
I'm not judging you at all. I do have clothes that are old as well. Because why not? It still works. There's no holes or the small holes. It's fine.
I really did enjoy that Christmas episode, though. That was so much fun to be back there and to be like a little bit taller and a little bit like
A little bit.
a little bit.
We're probably still in the front for whatever dance numbers we did.
Right, of course. But yeah, it was good. It was a nice, like, I'm glad that we got to go back for that Christmas episode. That was like a really special moment.
Yeah.
Classic
I
Jewish.
think we did. Yeah. Right. Right. That and I'm like, when I think of that, I'm like, I still remember, this is like the opposite. This is the pilot. I still remember that prop Happy Birthday Harold cake that I was like,
with all the fondant?
I know, but I still think now, like, we should have tried it. And they're like, no, you cannot eat it. And I remember it had like 6 layers.
It was so
It was
cool.
a massive prop cake. Yes, exactly. With all the fondant,
They're
exactly what
like,
you
do
did.
not eat this cake. Do not eat this cake.
But it looked really good. Like they should have put that in a Christmas special.
Mind, and they probably sprayed it with like a clear coat of glue to give it like the proper shimmer. Like now that I know how they do prop food, I guarantee you they probably don't eat it because it was full of chemicals, not because it'll give you a tummy ache. Like, you know what I mean?
Just kill the talent with the props. That's how to do it.
I do remember eating bread though during the Eiffel Tower so high
and the clouds must be floating on by. Well, it was amazing. It's amazing. We clear how to see from up here. We'll see from way up in the sky. It's so crazy.
And
you say one word in the whole thing.
That the croissant was real, and he said, "Can I eat this croissant?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course you can." So Betty interpreted that as, "I could eat it mid-song," and then
and I had to do my one. I'm busy chewing 1 second, and then they were like. Then they were all laughing, and I didn't get it. I was just like,
it took it. I actually feel really bad for Benny for this because he asked and got an answer, and like totally thought that he was doing the right thing, and then we were all laughing at him for doing something wrong, which is so unfair.
I don't remember that.
So unfair.
I do.
He has never eaten a croissant since, so.
Yeah, only chocolatinis for me. You know, it's very specific. Yeah. No.
I don't remember. I just remember holding up for which episode was it? Now I don't remember. Which episode is it when I had the glass of water and I couldn't drink it? Remember? And they cut that whole scene. Yes, I was supposed to have water, and then I laughed so much because they all paused while I drank it, which was like extremely awkward. And they all got mad at me, and we did it for like a half hour. It might have been Tallest Tower, actually, now that I'm thinking of it. But oh no, it was okay. It was to make the musical instruments. Now, why did we have to do that? They should go like ting ting ting. You know, like they each sound differently. I was supposed to say, "Hey, can I have a glass of water? I'm so thirsty." And I drank the water, and then I kept laughing and spitting it out because you guys were watching me drink water, which was awkward. And then we're supposed to put food coloring into. But now I got to think about which one it was.
See, Karen,
it was like either Dump Truck or Tallest Tower.
Look how you're drinking online now and in front of everyone. So this is
true. Well, I'm actually out of water. I need tea like the other two, but
you screwed it up, Karen. You screwed it up.
I totally see. I screwed up again. That's what happens. It had to happen. Yeah, and I'm glad it's me and not the other two because that's the protective nature I am of the oldest. If someone's going to screw up, it better be me.
If you take anything from this, basically that like, I think.
Yes, go ahead with the morals. Yes, that is your rule. Yes, go.
No, I'm helping to to synthesize. If you
that's your role.
That like, it's having each other was like a really really special thing. I know that Ben, I don't know if you remember this, like that how many times like we used to run lines together, not for shows that we were in, but for auditions and stuff like that, and coaching each other, and things like that, because the only other coach were our parents, who were subpar. So which again, they tried their best, but we really understood it better, and we would run lines with each other and things like that. And then having our sister as the ultimate role model, because she really started it all for us, and she was the one who taught us how to act, and definitely taught us how to dance, and so that, and protected us, and always rooted for us. And that was really the beauty of growing up acting together, was that we, even when we didn't, like, besides Ricky's Room, even when we weren't acting together, we were acting together, which was
I think
oh, that's nice, Elana.
That's very nice, but we have to thank, I think, like, two more very crucial things that made us who we are on Ricky's Room. First off, to the people at Shopsies, thank you.
Yeah. Those fries.
And Timbits, gosh, we ran on Timbits. Thank you for the Timbits. We ran.
Also, you remember the angry convenience store people, where I always bought my nerds from? That was
you bought nerds. That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah. On set, I always had nerds. Yeah.
Yes, Shopsies was great. Yes, and that's actually the convenience store. Now you reminded me, because it was my birthday, and I think Sherry Zitzo went out to the convenience store and bought like Hershey Kisses or Smarties or something like that to celebrate. Yes. Shopsies was great, and the best was, I think we got a budget of like once a week we could go to Shopsies. Like, Mom gave us money for like once a week, and even not, we would, like, poor people sit outside of Shopsies with our lunch, like our tuna on a bagel, because every day was tuna on a bagel, and like, yeah.
I remember those days.
Sometimes we'd be allowed to get fries with tuna and a bagel, so this way, like, we wouldn't go full out Shopsies, we would just get like a taste of Shopsies.
Good time.
And then we'd have to listen to Mom saying, I used to go to Shopsies when I was at York. Yeah. Right. So Benny, actually, the reason why you only had to take drama for a year and a half at university is because you went to university when you were 7, because you were at York.
That is a great reason that I will start telling people.
That is so good.
As opposed to 3.
So good.
Yeah.
Because Ricky's your
spin master.
There you go. I know, like, we are finding this incredibly entertaining. Like, will anyone else find? I'm just kind of curious, because I'm thinking to myself, like, honestly, it's almost 9. I find this like hilarious, but that's because I miss everybody here.
I think this is what happens. Everyone that I chat with, they don't think they're interesting. Interesting, yeah, that's a word too. But they don't think that their stories are fascinating, and I would disagree. And I tell you, people watch this and they go, "Oh my gosh, I love learning about people." I go, "Cool, I guess I'll keep doing these." So I initially didn't understand what I was doing, but I think there is something to learning about people that you grew up with. And I had at least a couple, like 5 people reach out to me and go, oh, the Shillings, how do you know the Shillings? I go, how do I know the Shillings? Let me tell you, we're going on a journey. Tune in.
Wait, was that the Malaysia person? Did she write you and say, how do you know the Shillings?
No, I do not.
That's so cool.
I'm not whatever Benny's influencing status is, because I don't have his patience. I really don't. I don't.
I see you're following.
Well, thank you. I'm a very good actor. But I mean, no, I do appreciate, like, it's weird to me when I don't know someone that's following me. So I really try and make sure I know people, because otherwise I'm like, am I interesting? So I feel you when you question that. But I just love when people follow other people because they want to learn from them. And I love when I watch Benny's lives and I go, people want to know what book he's reading. Like, people want to know what he's eating. They want to know. And then I just think, like, would I ever ask someone that? So I love watching the people that watch you. So that's what I
heard. We had hot dogs for dinner.
Yeah, but Karen, they don't care what you're eating, okay? They care what Benny's eating. They don't.
Benny, Elana and I had hot dogs for dinner. Get on the bandwagon. Like, let's go.
I don't know.
Oh, are you a vegan? Is this the thing?
It's funny, I get that question a lot, to which my party line is, I have when I have the opportunity to eat a vegan meal, if it's being presented to me, I'm more than happy to do it. I have meatless days, but I'm definitely not a vegan.
Because if you want to tell everyone about it, I'm just saying, oh, well, but you haven't told everyone. That's the thing.
Right.
If you're a vegan, you have to tell everyone you're a vegan.
I'm not really a vegan. I'm just, there's health things and pregnant and this whole thing. And so, yeah. So for now, I'm vegan. I'm not like vegan. I'm just vegan.
Yeah, I feel like not the, I'm just the, That's the descriptors. You're the that part of it. I don't know. Honestly, it's the whole other conversation that was funnier in my head, so it's fine. Did I just do the gun at my head? I meant like
Robyn, it's this.
I know, guys. I'm talking now.
Wait, do you guys know this one?
Pardon?
What?
This?
No.
That's the new thing now.
I've heard this. This is the new TikTok thing. This is because I teach middle school, so I know certain things.
I have no idea what's happening.
Ice in the veins.
Yeah. This is a thing. I know this is a thing.
It's
I
a
thought
thing.
you were shooting up something. No? Oh, was that lower? I don't know. I don't do the drugs. Where?
Different things for different generations. One would look at this and just be like, you know?
Yeah,
no,
I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, this is mine.
It's
when
a
do you
TikTok
use
thing,
this?
Robyn, that the cool kids are doing in middle school and high school, and you wouldn't get it because.
No, I'm the old person on TikTok that goes, this is so funny. This is going to be so great. Dear God, no one likes it. And I've never gotten more hate messages. I love it. You're not funny. Thanks for taking the time to watch it. That's how I respond.
I'm so out of the loop here. I'm really sorry.
I'm not on TikTok. I don't even know.
It's almost, you get sucked into all this social media stuff. Like, I don't know how you stay healthy with your mindset, Benny, with all the social media, but you can just get lost on it. Like, there could be hours on end when I would be on social media and I look up, I go, oh, dinner time? What's going on? It just consumes you, and you just go down a hole of looking, okay, this, and then that's my journey on my phone. So cool.
Yeah, I'm very lucky that I have very good friends that vocally keep me grounded. They'll call me up and they'll be like, what was that? What are you doing?
I'm curious now.
Yeah.
No, this is going to be interesting for you, Benny, because one of my younger brothers enjoys going onto my lives, and every time he goes onto my live, he tells me, Robyn, that story was stupid. And like in the nicest way possible, he just goes, oh, so you didn't know this about this character? I'm like, no, I didn't, okay? I don't know things. So I wonder if Elana and Karen are going to do that to you, and if they do, please tell me, because I'm going to be excited.
I will let them know if they start spamming my chat. It's okay. I have people who will be moderators and kick them off.
I doubt it. I'm so in awe of you, Benny. I don't know if I could
No, we would probably, we would like, probably, if we had to embarrass him, it'd probably be the opposite way, like telling him like, oh, you're so cute, like, but not like cute like in an obnoxious way, but like in that, like, legitimately cute. Like, or like, oh, what a nice picture, or like, look how handsome you are, or like, oh, you got a haircut, like things like that.
Right.
Or you
Like,
have to use your married names so they won't know you're a Shilling. And then it'll be, oh, who are these people that are so into Benny?
Yeah.
And like, you'll get messages like, lay off of Benny, he's mine. And it'll be really fun. So
yeah, okay. That's funny. Sorry.
I love these ideas we're generating for you, Benny. This is great. This is exciting.
Look how beet red he's turned.
Oh, look at that.
Weighted blanket. This is it's a little turtle effect. That's what a fun animal.
I think it's great. I think it's great. It's yeah. This is. I'm so glad he brought us together.
Yeah, thank you
really,
so much.
Yes, I'm so glad you guys did this.
Fun.
And I feel like it's been long. So thank you for helping me figure out how to get us all here. And that was fun. Chrome is the way to go for anyone watching and wondering. But I know I could talk to you guys for forever, but I love this so much. I don't know how I'm going to find a clip, so I'll probably combine a bunch because I love everything that was said. And yes, thank you all for doing this. And I never know how to end. So peace
you have to have a rhino-rific day.
Oh my gosh, yes. Everyone have a rhino-rific day.
Rhino-rific day. Love you all.
Thanks, Robyn. Bye.
Oh,
Thank you.
Robyn.
bye.